Dear students, welcome to the MSBT's online teaching learning platform. Myself, Professor Harish Ringe, HOD Civil, working at CSMSS College of Polytechnic, Kanchanwadi, Aurangabad. We are studying about building construction, in which we are studying about the construction of superstructure. And in this video, we are going to study about the different types of the bonds available in the brick masonry. So the key learning of this session is describe different bonds available in brick masonry. You will be explain header bond along with its sketch. You will be able to explain in detail Flemish bond along with its sketches. So these are the learning objectives of this session. What contents we are going to study? So we are going to study about the bonds in brick masonry. So what are the different types of the bond? So we are going to study about the header bond, stretcher bond, English bond, Flemish bond. So these particularly four bonds we are going to study in detail in this session. So again, coming to the concept map, everyone who is studying about the building construction, he is supposed to be deal with this sixth content, in which we are studying about the select suitable type of the brick masonry or the masonry for building structure. And in that, we are on the third stage where we are explaining or we are studying about the brick masonry bonds with sketches. So, okay, let us start with the first content. What do you mean by bonds in brick masonry? The bricks being uniform in size can be arranged in a variety of ways. The following are the various types of the bond used in brick masonry. So the bond is nothing but, as already we have studied in previous lecture, the bond is nothing but arrangement of the bricks in a layer to provide maximum bonding within the every bricks that is laying. And that's why the arrangement of the bonds or arrangement of the bricks is dependent according to the thickness of the wall and the purpose for which you are providing this masonry. And that's why the particular bonds are being divided into the four category, that is header bond, stretcher bond, English bond and Flemish bond. So let us have a look one after another. So header bond. In header bonds, all bricks in each course are placed as a headers on the faces of the walls. Header bond is used for the construction of walls with a full brick thickness, which measures 19 cm in thickness. In header bonds, the overlap is kept equal to half the width of the brick. To achieve this, 3/4 brick bats are used in alternate courses as a coins. So you can get an idea how the header bond can be look alike. As it is explained, all the bricks laid are on the header portion. Means on, if you are going to look at the face of the wall, all these lines will be look like with the headers. So the width and thickness wise, the bricks will be placed over here, and that's why this type of the bond is called as a header bond. And as I already told in explanation that the lap between these two, means lap is nothing but, as we have seen, the distance between the successive joints or the layer of the vertical joints. This is nothing but a lap, and this will be the half of the thickness. It means the header, as we have started the construction of the this layer from keeping one header, one brick over here after this. So another brick laying on the upper layer is supposed to be kept on the center of the lower one, and that's why such a kind of the masonry will be looks after completion of the header bond. So as we can say that the full brick is kept over here and some of the places remaining still over here, and that's why, as it is mentioned, that the overlap to achieve the 3/4 bricks bats are used in alternate courses as a coins. So these are the nothing but 3/4 bricks are used over here. So likewise you can go for construction of the header bonds. Then stretcher bond, as again name suggests that in a header bond the every brick was looking like an header, but in stretcher bond the longer narrow face of the brick is called as a stretcher. The stretcher bond is created when bricks are laid with only their stretchers showing overlapping midway with the courses of bricks below and above. It means that the every brick will be laid as a stretcher, means its length and thickness will be visible on the face of the wall, and that's why this bond will be called as a stretcher bond. The stretcher bond in the brick is the simplest repeating pattern, but the limitation of the stretcher bond is that it cannot make effective bonding with adjacent bricks in full width thickness brick walls. So as it is a full linear in the directional of the wall, and that's why if you consider the thickness of the wall, then no any proper bonding of the wall or the proper bonding of the brick will not be over there, and that's why it can be used only for half thick brick wall. So they are suitably used only for one half brick thick walls, such as for the construction of half brick thick partition walls. Wall constructed with the stretcher bonds are not stable enough to stand alone in case of longer span and height. Thus, they need supporting structures such as brick masonry columns at regular intervals. As it is a half brick thick wall, so obviously at a regular interval you will require to provide a brick masonry column to be provided to provide a proper strength to this wall, and that's why such a kind of the wall will be used for we can say that the partition walls. And as you can see that all these stretchers are coming over here, and that's why due to this the stretchers are visible on the face of the wall, and that's why the bond is called as a stretcher bond. Then English bond. So in English bond, the brick masonry has one course of stretcher only and one course of a header above it. That it is two alternating courses of the stretcher and headers. Headers are laid centered on the stretcher in course below, and each alternate rod is vertically aligned. Okay, so you can observe over here that in an English bond, the alternate course of the stretcher and header you can observe here. So you can see that the first one is a stretcher, then header, again stretcher, again header. So likewise, such a kind of the construction of the masonry will be there, and where such a kind of the masonry is constructed with the alternate course of the stretcher and header, you can say that this is a English bond. To break the continuity of the vertical joints, coin closer is used in the beginning and end of the wall after first header. A coin close is a brick cut lengthwise into two halves and used at corners in brick walls. So you can just observe here that as as we know that if such a kind of the construction of the English bond we are supposed to do, so the some places will occur where complete width of the brick will not be sufficient, or it will be larger one, and that's why the gap is smaller, and that's why you are supposed to provide somewhat smaller piece of the brick, and that will be nothing but queen closure. On this edge also and on this edge also you are supposed to provide the queen closure to complete the layer of the brick masonry. So this is nothing but the English bond. As we are using English bond, as we have seen that for alternate courses the stretcher and header are being provided, so it could be used for different thickness of the wall. So generally it could be used for one brick thick wall, where the 1/3 means you can say that the odd courses can be kept like this, and even courses can be kept like this with the help of the English bond. If you are going for construction of the 1.5 brick thick wall, then again you can go for the construction like this for odd courses, and for even courses you can go likewise. Then if you are going for 2 brick thick wall, so somewhat arrangement of the header and stretcher could be like this. You are supposed to provide a coins over here in obviously odd courses, and if you are going for even courses, then some arrangement of the bricks will be something like this, and the queens will be on these portions. So these are nothing but the different types of the different thickness of the walls and the arrangements of the header and stretchers, because you can observe that in each the cases depend on the thickness of the wall, the portion which is being available at the time of the construction is getting changed. And to avoid the vertical joints of the brickwork, we are supposed to go for such a kind of the alternate arrangement of the brickworks. So this was the English bond. Now let us go with the Flemish bond. Okay, before that, just we will see about the features of the English bond. The alternate courses or layers consist of stretcher and header in English bond. The queen closures is put next to the queen header to develop the face slab. Each alternate course or layer of header is currently supported, centrally supported over a stretcher. The number of mortar joints in header course is nearly double than that made in a stretcher course. Obviously, as the thickness of the wall or the thickness of the brick is 9 centimeter and length is 19, and that's why the joints, number of joints in header joints or the header bond will be the double in case of the stretcher course. The joints are not continuous and vertical except at the end of the wall in some cases. The bricks in alternate courses have a straight joints. This was nothing but the features of the English bond. Now let us have a look about the Flemish bond. The Flemish bond is created by laying alternate header and stretcher in a single course. The next course of brick is laid in such a way that header lies in the middle of the stretcher. In the course below, that is the alternate headers of each course are centered on the stretcher of the course below. Every alternate course of a Flemish bond starts with a header at the corner. Okay, so as we have seen that, what basically the difference between English bond and Flemish bond is that with the help of this image we can analyze that in English bond the complete layer was of stretcher and another layer was a complete layer of a header. But in this case, the construction or this work will be like header, stretcher, means a single layer will be a combination of alternate header and stretcher. And you can observe that on every stretcher there is a header at the center. Okay, so you can observe over here so that your vertical joints can be neglected. And also one more thing, that every alternate course is started with a header. Okay, so this is nothing but the Flemish bond. The basic difference between these two is the arrangement of the header and stretcher. The thickness of the Flemish bond is a minimum 1 full brick thick. So as the header is over here, and that's why the minimum full brick thick wall should be constructed. The sum of the arrangements of the brick in Flemish bond. If you are using single Flemish bond, then the arrangement should be like this. And if you are going for a double Flemish bond, then your arrangement of the bricks, means header and stretcher, should be like this as it is shown on the screen. The features of the Flemish bond. This bond creates better appearance than English bond, as header and stretchers are kept alternate on every layer. The queen closure is put next to the queen header in alternate course to develop face slab. Every header is centrally supported over a stretcher below it. Half bats and 3/4 bats are used for walls having thickness equal to odd number of half brick. This bond is not as strong as English bond and is not used generally. This was nothing but the features of the English bond. Now let us come to the last point of the session. Write down the word problem on your notebook and try to solve it because these questions might be asked in the examination. So the first question will be the explain term bond in brick masonry. Second one, explain in detail English bond with sketch. Third one is explain in detail Flemish bond with sketch. The next one is explain features of English bond. Then explain in detail header bond with the sketch. Hope you have understood all the things explained in this session. Keep studying and keep watching the videos on MSBT's online platform. Thank you very much.